Okay, Levi's gonna have his first sleep training today. He's getting ready for bed. He's gonna take a bath. And for a couple of weeks, I think,
Don't eat that.
he's been having trouble sleeping. So he's been getting up every hour to 2 hours. So finally, we're at our wits' end and we are going to sleep train him tonight.
Gonna be like a champ.
Let's see how this goes. So far, today's naps, he was okay. He had 4 naps in total. And each nap, he didn't use a pacifier. And he fell asleep on his own.
Alright, let's go jump.
Let's see how it goes.
Jump.
Turn white noise on. Alright, so it's day 1 of our sleep train. And Levi's ready for his bedtime. It's almost 8 o'clock. And we gave him a bath like usual. And his bedtime is anywhere between 7:30 to 8. So he is gonna go to sleep now. I'm just gonna nurse him, but I'm not gonna nurse him to the point he falls asleep on my boob. But I am going to nurse him until he's he's full and content, and then put him down in bed while he's awake. We have some visitor. Well, we have a friend over, so it might be a little bit loud outside, but hopefully, he is gonna be okay. We are doing the Ferber method, so I'm gonna check in on him every 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes, and then every 10 minutes after until he falls asleep. Levi's ready to sleep. He is in his Baby Merlin's magic sleep suit, like we always put him in. He's smiling at this polar bear. For some reason, he thinks it's so funny. He keeps looking at it and smiling. It's the cutest thing ever. I don't know though, his cheeks are super red today. I don't know if he's teething. He thinks that's so funny. I don't know why. But I don't know if he's he was so cranky the whole day. So yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. But I didn't see any teeth breaking in, so I'm not sure if he's teething or not. But he was super cranky the whole day. Maybe because he did not get much sleep last night. But yeah, such a happy baby. Let's go to bed. I have nothing here on the bed so that he sleeps. Usually I have a baby nest. So he doesn't roll over, and I have a pillow so that his head doesn't get flat or anything, but I'm not gonna put anything on his bed tonight, just him and his lovey that he really loves. Okay, so I just put him down, and it's what time is it? It's 8:14. So far, he's just playing with his lovey. Hopefully he just falls asleep like that. Okay, so it's 8:48. He woke up crying briefly around 8. Alexa, stop. He's been up since 8:45. So at the 3-minute mark, I went in and said, "Don't cry, I love you, good night." And I try to console him. I mean, he's not full on crying, but he's very, very upset. But I think he's gonna fall asleep on his own. He seems pretty tired, so hopefully he just goes down. 9:27, and he is up crying again. I am going to go in about 2 more minutes. Okay, so it's 9:56, and I think he fell asleep. He was whimpering for a good 10 minutes or so. But I think he's down now, so I'm gonna go to sleep too. Good morning, guys. It's 6:25. Now it's 6:40. But I got up like at 6:15. Actually, I got up. I haven't really slept all night because I was super worried, anxious, excited all at the same time about this whole sleep training. And I did get worried from time to time because I kept waking up, checking up on my monitor to see how he was doing. I mean, he was fine. I don't know why I worried so much and I couldn't sleep. Around 5:15 a.m. I got up and then I decided to nurse him because my breasts were so engorged, because usually I wake up like every 2 hours to feed him at night, but I didn't have to do that, so like my boobs were super engorged. He was very, very content after feeding, and then I think he was just like dozing off, like his eyes were like slightly about to close. So then I burped him, I put him down. He continued playing with his lovey for a good 5 minutes, and then he went back to sleep. Yeah, I don't think he cried more than 10 minutes, like throughout the whole night. My husband told me he woke up at 10:45 and he was crying for about 6 minutes. He timed it and it was 6 minutes, and then he decided he was gonna go in at 10 minutes because that was, every 10 minutes he's supposed to go in. But then before it reached 10 minutes, he stopped crying, so he didn't even have to go in at all. And then around 12:30 to 12:35, he woke up again. And then again, he was crying for about 6 to 7 minutes, and then he stopped. So we didn't even go in to his room at all after 9:25, because that's the last time he was just crying hysterically. And then my husband decided, since he was in his the magic Berlin magic Merlin sleeps magic Merlin sleep suit, he thought that it was restricting his movement, so we decided to take it off. Like that was around 9:25 p.m. And that's when he was crying for like good 10 minutes, so we did have to go in, take the sleep suit off, and then change him into his pajamas. And yeah, he, I think, found his comfortable position because he rolled onto his stomach, which we were super surprised about. Like he's always in his sleep suit, so he never really gets to move. He's always like in a stiff position, laying on his back, and he can't move or roll over because the sleep suit is supposed to restrict his movement. And we thought that was like the best way for him to sleep, but apparently not. Like he rolled over and was comfortable sleeping on his stomach the whole night. And now he is sleeping on his side. Yeah. So it's 7:40 a.m. And I noticed he just woke up. I'm not sure if I want to go in there yet. Who is it? Hi! Okay, well, Noah's up. Good morning. And kid number 2 is up too, so here goes my day. Let's go check out. Good morning,
Good morning.
Ah, you're playing with your lovey?
You play with your yuppie? Aww, you sleep like that? You take out your blanket?
Am I stretching?
You stretching? Aww.
You did so good, Levi. I'm so proud of you.
Now I'm going to go to the dentist. He doesn't take medicine. Has to take your medicine.
Yeah, I'm so proud of my baby.
I'm so proud of my baby too.
Okay, let's go eat breakfast now, baby bear. So he's down for his first nap. He was whining for a bit. I nursed him and put him down while he was still awake. So, yeah, he's sleeping on his side right now with his lovey. He didn't really cry much though, like a couple of minutes, maybe two minutes most, and then he fell asleep. Okay, so his first nap didn't go as planned. I thought he would be sleeping for about an hour, but he only slept 35 minutes, which is fine, I guess. We waited before going in there and picking him up, but he was crying for a couple of minutes, so we decided, yeah, it's time for him to come out. So first nap was only 35 minutes. So a little update on his second nap. He slept only for 30 minutes as well. I'm not sure why. Yeah, now he's down for his third nap, and then we're actually heading to my parents' house, so I put him in his car seat and he fell asleep not too long ago. Hopefully he stays asleep a little bit longer, and depending on what time he wakes up, that will be his last nap, or there may be a fourth nap. Hi. Again, it's day 2, night 2 actually. He's still laughing at that polar bear. I don't know why he finds it so funny. Hey. Hey. Hi. Alright, so recap of today's naps. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I woke up 5 a.m. this morning and haven't slept since, so I'm super tired. I'm ready to knock out. I'm ready to go to sleep, but yeah, Levi's first and second naps were only like 30 minutes each. And then his third nap was a little longer. We had to go to my parents' house, so he slept in the car seat. And he slept a good hour. So wet! He slept a good hour and 15 minutes. He's still laughing at the polar bear. Hour and 15 minutes, and then he also had a cat nap around 6:30. So on our drive back home, he fell asleep in the car seat for about 15 minutes, and now it's bedtime. He got a nice warm bath. I nursed him. He was falling asleep, so I kind of aroused him. I kind of woke him up so that he can go to bed awake. But yeah, it's a little past 8:30, a little later than his usual bedtime, because he did have a later nap. But yeah, I'm gonna put him down now after I burp him, and let's see how night 2 goes. Alright, so it's day 3 of our sleep train. Last night went pretty well. We did learn from our mistakes, though. I'm actually trying to put Levi down for his nap, so he might be a little cranky. So last night, we put him down around 8:45 p.m. and then he woke up around 12:40 a.m. So that was a good 3 hours of sleep. He started crying around 12:40. I think we went in around 12 minutes. So the Ferber method increases the minutes until you go in every night. So the first night is 3 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, and then you go in every 10 minutes after. And then the second night you go in, I think 3 minute, 10 minute, and then 12 minutes, and then 12 minutes after each cry. So last night I told my husband to go in after 12 minutes. He went in, tried to console him, but he was crying uncontrollably for another 12 minutes. And I was actually asleep. My husband woke me up because he started freaking out. Levi usually doesn't cry more than 10 minutes, but he was crying for over 12 minutes, so I told him maybe just try to put him on his stomach, because he seemed to sleep well on his stomach, but when he did, he was just more crying like out of control. And then my husband was trying to figure out like what the problem was. I mean, obviously he didn't pick him up. But when he touched his diaper, he noticed it was full. So he went to go change his diaper and noticed that he had pooped. So we learned from our mistake that yeah, you have to check his diaper, because the Ferber method is like you don't change the diaper unless like it's completely soiled or is like leaking, or he has a poopy diaper. But we didn't even think that he would poop at night, because usually he doesn't poop when he's sleeping. But yeah, so we figured out like it was his poop. And then once we changed his diaper, he went back to sleep like just fine. Like he didn't even cry or try to protest or fight it off. Like he just went down without even crying. He was whimpering a little bit for like a few seconds, and like he just went to sleep. So that was our problem. Like we made a rookie mistake. We didn't even check his diaper. But yeah, now like when we put him down, he doesn't even cry. Like he just goes straight to sleep. So that is our update so far. I am gonna put him down for his first nap, day 3. It's already 11, a little past 11 a.m. because he woke up around 7 a.m. this morning. So we put him down 8:45. He had his first wake at 12:45 a.m. and then I came in to nurse him around 4 a.m. because I noticed he was crying. So my boobs were super engorged again. I had to pump in the middle of the night, and then I came in around 4 a.m. to nurse him, which is like amazing what he's doing, because usually I would have to feed him every 2 hours and then he would nurse to sleep. So we are like doing a fabulous job so far. So after our 4 a.m. nursing, he went straight back to sleep again. I burped him, put him in his bed drowsy but awake, and he just fell asleep and then woke up at 7 a.m. And from 7 a.m. I kind of nursed him again, because at this point, to be honest, like I haven't slept in like 3 nights. So I did have to take melatonin, and I was super drowsy. So I nursed him, and then he fell asleep in our bed. Which I think is fine at this point, because I feel like he's getting the hang of it. But I mean, obviously we should be strict on our method and put him to sleep in his crib. But I think he's getting the hang of it, so I'm not gonna kill myself for it. So now he's gonna go down for his first nap. We are no longer using this baby Merlin's magic sleep suit. Obviously, it's not a magical sleep suit anymore, because we realized that he needs to roll around and figure out his comfortable spot or position to sleep in. And I think he's most comfortable sleeping on his side, because we find him sleeping usually on his side or is on his tummy. So usually he doesn't really cry like this. I'm not sure why. It's been 3 minutes since he's been crying, so I'm gonna go in there and try to comfort him. Okay, so I went in there and I thought that he just had to burp, because usually sometimes he doesn't burp after nursing. So I picked him up and burped him. He wouldn't burp, but I guess he's just really upset of what happened this morning. I think kind of threw him off. Like, we brought him into our bed at 7 a.m., nursed him, and then he fell asleep again in our bed for another 2 hours. So I'm guessing that threw him off. Usually when we put him down, he just goes right to sleep without even crying. But I'm just guessing that's what happened. Whatever we did in the morning was not consistent. we're in this program together because we have to be on the same page.
I know,
But
but I'm trying to be reasonable for him, you know. And
so what
I
are
get the point of all this, what we're doing.
so you want to hold him?
No, not right now, obviously. I'm just saying, like earlier.
Okay. I think he's calmed down now.
Or we're gonna check at least, like.
Alright, so this happened. So the 12-minute mark, I went in and he just seemed like he was not settling down. So I picked him up and took him outside. Does that mean we failed? I don't know. There's days when we have setbacks and days when he's such a good sleeper, but today just seems like, I don't know, one of those days. And I just didn't want him crying endlessly in bed. If he's not tired, he's not tired. So we put him back down around 1:20. Of course, awake and drowsy. I actually fed him, and he was nursing for a good minute, and then he pooped. So I think he was really uncomfortable, like digestion wise. I'm not sure, I'm just guessing. And then after he pooped, he seemed like he was drowsy and getting tired, so we put him down at 1:20. That was his first nap. So from 9 a.m., from the time he woke up, 1:20 p.m., it was his first nap. And now he is up and crying again, and it's only been 25 minutes since we put him down, so he only slept for 25 minutes. So we're not going to go in there until it's 10 minutes because we want him to sleep, over an hour. That's usually the recommended nap schedule, but 20 minutes is honestly way too short. So at 1:55, which is the 10-minute mark, we're going to go in there, try to comfort him, and see if he falls back. So we realized his naps are a little bit more difficult than his nighttime sleep. So in total, Levi only napped 20 minutes today. Now he's down for his second nap, which is already 3:45 p.m. So he only had a total of 20 naps. Let's see how long this second nap is gonna be. If it's more than 2 hours, we obviously have to wake him up because we're gonna have to get ready for bedtime soon. Okay, so just another update. His naps are not really going good at all. So we put him down 3:45-ish p.m., which was his second nap. Mind you, he's only taken a 20-minute nap today so far. And at 3:45, when we put him down, Noah, can you please give? And he woke up around 4, so that was like a 15-minute nap. I guess that's better than nothing. But then so we just let him cry. At the 12-minute mark, my husband went inside.
Hi.
And then
Hi.
he was only there for like. Noah, can you give mommy a minute? So he was only in there for like a brief minute, and then we let him cry it out again. Like at the 12-minute mark, he went in again. Yeah, so he's trying to calm him down, and he's holding him. I don't know if he's tired at all. I'm just so frustrated. We're actually so frustrated because the whole day he hasn't really napped. So that is the update so far. Alright, we have stretched it out till our bedtime. I just gave him a bath and I nursed him. It's only 6:38 p.m. I'm trying to push it till 7, so hopefully he just goes down and this is his bedtime instead of cat nap or something. Alright, so last night he did such a fabulous job sleeping through the night. So we put him down at 6:45 p.m. and he slept through. I actually had to wake out. I actually had to wake up around 1:40-ish. Went into his room. He was still asleep. I picked him up and nursed him. And then I noticed like his clothes were a little wet. I thought he was sweating or something, but no, his diaper leaked again. What a noob mistake mommy made. So I changed his diaper. Of course, he woke up, and then I burped him and put him down, and he went right back to sleep. And then he woke up this morning at 6:40. I looked at my monitor, and he was playing with his lovey. I went into his room, and he was so happy to see me. So he slept a total of 12 hours without crying. I'm not sure. I have to check my monitor though. I think like he cried a couple times, but like not to the point that it woke us up. So, which is a good thing. So night 3 was a success. Let's just see how his naps go. I think naps are way different than sleep. So I think that's what we're having a little bit of trouble, putting him to nap for like a longer period of time. So Levi is up for his first nap. It's day 4. Oh, hey, buddy. You were playing in here? Yeah? Look at him. He's so mature now. Look at him. So big. Hi, it's your brother.
Big. You're so big now. Wow.
So he slept a total of an hour and close to 20 minutes, which is very surprising, as his naps are only like 30 minutes long. And yesterday he barely napped. Like he had a 20-minute nap and a 15-minute nap, so did a very, very good job on your first nap. I'm so proud. All right, it's 8:22 a.m. and it's day 6, and I am actually gonna go in. Look at he's looking at the polar bear again. You're not happy to see mommy? Okay, so day 6, and our naps are still inconsistent, but I think bedtime has been good so far. Last night he actually woke up again because for some reason, I guess because he's sleeping on his side, his pee leaks to the side. It was slightly wet, but not to the point like his clothes were wet. So I changed his diaper, and then I decided to nurse him around 2:30. That was 2:30 when he woke up. And then he was still wide awake. I put him down, and he was fussing for about like, I would say a good 20 minutes. He wasn't crying. He was just making noises, trying to find a comfortable position to sleep in. And then he fell asleep around 3:20. And then this morning again, he woke up at 6:30 a.m. I mean, we put him down at 8 p.m. last night, so I figured he would sleep until 8. But around 6:30, my husband went in. I told him like to check, if he had a soiled diaper again, see if he pooped, and he told me he didn't, but he was like crying hysterically. He was like screaming and crying. So I believe day 6. I haven't even kept track of like what time I needed to go in, after the start time of his crying. But I decided like I just go in because he never does that during the night. So he was crying so loud. I went in, I think 5 minutes, or 6 or 7, I don't know. And then I decided to just you just fart. Are you pooping? I decided to nurse him, because he seemed pretty hungry. And then I smelled poop. So that's the reason why he was crying. He had pooped. And he rarely does that like at night. But I mean, it was 6:30 a.m. So I changed his diaper, and then I put him back down, but he didn't want to go to sleep. Like, he was just crying. And then my husband decides he's gonna change the whole game plan. He picked him up, and then he rocked him to bed again. So he fell asleep in his arms. And I was pretty upset about that because, to be honest, like, I'm trying so hard to be consistent. I may be a hypocrite sometimes, but my husband decides to pick him up and let him fall asleep in his arms. I was so pissed off. But again, I can't complain because that was at 7:30 and he slept till now. I mean, I had to wake him up because I didn't want him to ruin his nap schedule. But yeah, I'm just trying to get the whole family on board with this sleep training thing. It's been a little bit stressful, you know, but that is where we are so far, day 6. All right, so it's officially day 8, and I wanted to give a little update. We started last Friday, and today is Saturday morning. So far, it's been going great. Like, his bedtime routine has always been the same. We give him a bath, and then we put him down around 7:30, 8, no later than 8 though. And he's been sleeping 12 hours, with an exception of like a soiled diaper, or if he poops in the middle of the night, he goes straight back to sleep. We put him down, of course, awake. And when we do put him down, he usually sleeps until the next morning. So far, I've been getting like 7-8 hours of sleep. And that has never happened before. Like, before the sleep train, he would wake up every 2 hours. Or sometimes even like an hour and a half. So we were really tired every morning, exhausted. But this sleep training has been so worth it. His nap time is still a little bit inconsistent though. Like, of course, it's gonna be like that for some time. So yeah, this sleep training has been really helpful, especially now that we have 2 kids and everything is just so much more hectic. And getting enough sleep is just so crucial for us at this moment. Like, we would wake up in the morning just feeling so groggy and so angry that we did not have a good night's sleep, and then we would have to drag on the whole day with 2 kids trying to manage the day, and it's just terrible for us, and we were just not in a good mood, and we lost our sanity from time to time. So yeah, I'm just so glad we started the sleep training journey, and it's been a week, and we are finally so happy to say that he's been sleeping through the night. And also, it depends on what time you put your baby to sleep. Like, for us, what works for us is if we put him to bed around 7:30, he sleeps a total 12 hours, so he wakes up at like 7:30, and that's when our first kid wakes up. So I think that's the bedtime we chose. But if you put your baby down at a later time, of course your baby would sleep, for a longer period of time. So whichever works for you and your family, honestly. And the only regret I have is not starting sooner. I was always on the fence about, like, letting your kid cry it out, because whichever sleep training method you take, your baby is going to cry. So yeah, I'm just so glad that we started, and I just wanted to share this journey with you for any of you who are struggling to put your baby to sleep at night or sleep through the night. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe.